Hey everybody, welcome back. So this is the third part of the symbolism trilogy. There's a narrative symmetry in Homefront, part 1, and then Paradise Lost, part 2, that Deep Space Nine almost achieved perfectly. It's a story about loyalty, democracy, and identity. A story where Sisko confronts not the Dominion, not Cardassia, but Starfleet itself. And that's why the uniform Sisko wears is so important to this arc. When he returns to Earth, he's placed back in the next generation styled uniform, black shoulders, bright color torso, the uniform of institutional confidence, the uniform of the old Starfleet, the one that believes itself incapable of corruption. But as Sisko uncovers Admiral Layton's quiet authoritarian takeover, the contrast becomes almost painful. He looks like a TNG officer, but he's living in a Deep Space Nine universe. A universe where things aren't clean, where threats come from within, where ideals fall if no one defends them. And this is where the missed opportunity becomes legendary.
Shouldn't you be on the Lakota?
The Lakota won't depart for another hour.
So, how long do you think you and Captain Sisko will be on Earth?
I've no idea.
Sisko and Odo should have traveled to Earth, not aboard the USS Lakota, but aboard the runabout USS Rubicon. Because the story itself mirrors the ancient Roman moment. A leader ordered to return to the capital. A government on the brink. A hidden coup. A single crossing that determines the fate of the Republic. In ancient Rome, Julius Caesar crossed the Rubicon to seize power. The Roman Senate had ordered Julius Caesar to disband his army prior to his crossing the Rubicon on his return to Rome. In our modern times, we have professional armies, professional soldiers, sailors, airmen. At the time of the Roman Republic, these armies were hired by individuals. In keeping with the tone that history doesn't repeat, it rhymes, in Deep Space Nine, Sisko would cross by using the runabout Rubicon to stop someone else from taking and seizing that power. But the symbolism goes deeper into the core of Sisko's character. He's not just crossing a political line. He's crossing a personal one, a spiritual one. By this point in the series, Sisko is already torn between two identities. Sisko, the Starfleet officer, defined by his use of the Next Generation uniform in the pilot and in Homefront and Paradise Lost. And then there's Sisko, the emissary, defined by Deep Space Nine's reality. Had he traveled on the runabout Rubicon, that moment would have visually united these two worlds. A Starfleet commander on a humble vessel crossing a symbolic river to defend democracy, not with power, but with conviction. Thematically, it would have reinforced everything Deep Space Nine does better than any other Star Trek series. The danger of certainty, the vulnerability of institutions, the importance of humility, the necessity of confronting the unknown from Dominion threats to spiritual destiny. The Next Generation uniform represents the world Sisko is trying to protect. The Deep Space Nine uniform represents the world he must inhabit to do it. The Rubicon represents the threshold between them. Sisko stands at that threshold, always crossing into deeper complexity, deeper responsibility, deeper destiny. He is the river between two civilizations, two belief systems, two futures. And Deep Space Nine never lets him forget it. All right, thank you for joining me on this 3-chapter series on symbolism of how uniforms tell the story visually and how the writers missed a golden opportunity to demonstrate history rhyming. Now, I haven't read any production notes, but possibly this 2-part series may have inspired the development of the runabout Rubicon. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Have yourself a wonderful New Year's Eve. If it's after New Year's Eve, have yourself a wonderful New Year's Day. If it is past all of that, thank you for checking out the channel. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, and I look forward to your return for the next video.